This is Top Accurate Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. A fire and explosion at a petrol station in the southern Russian region of Dagestan has killed at least 30 people, including 3 children, and injured more than 100, according to local officials and news reports. The fire started at an auto repair shop on the roadside of a highway in the Dagestani capital, Makhachkala, which is located on the Caspian Sea, on Monday night and caused blast spreading to a nearby petrol station, officials said earlier on Tuesday. Russia's emergency ministry reported on Tuesday that a total of 105 people were injured and 30 people had died. 3 of those killed were children. Dagestan's governor Sergei Melikov said the explosion took place at 9:40 p.m. on Monday night. Melikov said on the Telegram messaging app an aircraft had been dispatched to Makhachkala to evacuate the seriously injured to Moscow. Russia's emergency situations ministry said on the Telegram messaging app 13 children were among the 105 injured by the blast. Russia's Interfax news agency reported a witness quoted on Telegram by the Russian daily Izvestia said the fire started in an area where cars were parked and spread to the petrol station. Former US President Donald Trump was hit with a 4th set of criminal charges when a Georgia grand jury issued a sweeping indictment accusing him of trying to overturn his 2020 election loss to Democrat Joe Biden. The charges, brought late on Monday by 14 County District Attorney Fani Willis, add to the legal woes facing Trump, the frontrunner in the race for the Republican nomination for the 2024 presidential election. The sprawling 98-page indictment listed 19 defendants and 41 criminal counts in all. All of the defendants were charged with racketeering, which is used to target members of organized crime groups and carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. Mark Meadows, Trump's former White House chief of staff, and lawyers Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman were among those charged. Trump and the other defendants have until noon EDT on Friday, August 25th, to surrender voluntarily rather than face arrest, Willis said. She said she intends to try all 90 defendants together. Russian airstrikes hit 2 western regions of Ukraine, bordering NATO member Poland and other areas on Tuesday, killing 3 people and wounding more than a dozen, Ukrainian officials said. Local media said the attacks were the largest air assault on the Lviv region since the Russian invasion in February 2022. The fatalities were reported in the northwestern region of Volyn. Officials said an industrial enterprise in the regional capital Lutsk was struck in the overnight attack. Several people were also hospitalized. Governor Yuri Polyako said 15 people were also wounded in the Lviv region. Governor Maxim Kositsky said 6 missiles damaged dozens of buildings and a kindergarten playground in and around the regional capital. Kositsky said the youngest victim was 10 years old. Both Volyn and Lviv border NATO member Poland and are hundreds of miles from the front line where Ukraine's military is fending off Russian troops in the nearly 18-month-old war. Lviv city had been spared much of Russia's air attacks until July, when 7 people were killed by a missile that slammed into a residential building near the historic center. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Tuesday peace was returning to the strife-torn northeastern state of Manipur, where at least 180 people have been killed and tens of thousands forced from their homes in sectarian clashes since May. The federal government has deployed security forces to the hilly state bordering Myanmar, governed by Modi's Nationalist Party, to quell the violence, which comes as he is looking to secure a 3rd term in a general election due by May next year. The violence between members of the majority Meitei ethnic group and minority Kuki began over competition for government benefits linked to education, jobs and influence. Among those killed have been 21 women. Numerous incidents of rape have grabbed global attention and raised questions about the ability of Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) to ensure security. Modi condemned the sexual assault of women in Manipur and promised tough action, but opposition parties accuse his government of dividing the state and not doing enough to end the clashes. The government rejects those accusations and defeated an opposition vote of no confidence motion over the handling of the conflict last Thursday. A broad array of Chinese data on Tuesday highlighted intensifying pressure on the economy from multiple fronts, prompting Beijing to cut key policy rates to shore up activity, but analysts say more support is needed to revitalize growth. Just before the release of a batch of July data, China's central bank unexpectedly chopped one set of key interest rates and followed it with cuts on other rates hours later. underlining the rapid loss of the post-COVID economic rebound that has shaken global financial markets. Tuesday's data released by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), which comes on top of a raft of weak indicators from last week, showed retail sales, industrial output, and investment all growing at a slower than expected pace, indicating the engines of business and consumption in the world's second biggest economy were severely underpowered. Additionally, China suspended publishing youth jobless data, which hit a record high of 21.3% in June. Nomura analysts were equally downbeat on China's economic outlook. Most economists see downside risk to Chinese growth, but they do not expect a recession. That is the size of top accurate global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Tuesday!